At the Supreme Court this week, the Supreme Court held that the bar examination scores of individual bar takers are sensitive personal information under the Data Privacy Act. Thus, they cannot be disclosed without the prior consent of the examinees. In Bar Matter number 4968, the SC On Bank approved the guidelines on requests for disclosure of a law school's bar examinations performance. Under the guidelines, the SC may approve requests from law schools for bar exam scores as long as these scores are aggregated, averaged, or anonymized and do not identify any individual bar exam taker. In another decision, the Supreme Court underscored that a writ of mandamus may not compel the Commission on Elections or COMELEC to exercise its discretion in a certain way, such as granting or denying a request to open and recount ballot boxes. Mandamus is an extraordinary writ that compels a person, tribunal, corporation, board, or officer to carry out a legally required action if it has failed or refused to do so. This action must be ministerial, meaning that its performance does not involve the exercise of discretion or judgment. In dismissing the petition, the Supreme Court held that the issue did not involve a ministerial act by the COMELEC, as the requested recount of physical ballots requires the exercise of the COMELEC's discretion and judgment. It also ruled that petitioners failed to establish any clear, complete, and specific legal right to a recount. Nevertheless, the court found that the COMELEC was guilty of official inaction when it acted on the motions beyond the period prescribed by its own rules. The Supreme Court, in partnership with the Philippine Judicial Academy or PhilJA, held its first human rights symposium titled Rethinking Adjudication in a 21st Century Democracy, Symposium on Contemporary and Enduring Challenges to the Philippine Judiciary on Questions Involving Freedom of Expression, on December 10 and 11, 2024, at the Philippine Judicial Academy Philippines in Tagaytay City. The 2 day symposium focused on the fundamental freedoms of speech, expression, and of the press. The protection and enforcement of human rights in the Philippines has always been among the court's core priorities and is consistent with the guidelines of its Strategic Plan for Judicial Innovations 2022 to 2027, or the SPJI. The event coincided with the celebration of International Human Rights Day, which is commemorated on December 10 of each year. The Supreme Court also conducted the Office of the Regional Court Manager Information Dissemination and Recruitment Drive on December 10, 2024, in Tagaytay City. Senior Associate Justice Marvic MVF Leonen gave a briefing on e-court, while Court Administrator Raul B. Villanueva discussed the ORCM. On December 11, 2024, the Supreme Court Public Information Office held the SC Meets the Press, an official media gathering similar to a press briefing. Chief Justice Alexander G. Hesmundo, Associate Justices Rodil V. Zalameda, Samuel H. Gerlan, and Jose Maidas P. Marquez answered queries on court related matters from the media. In a message delivered on his behalf by SC spokesperson Attorney Camille Sue May Elting, Chief Justice Hesmundo expressed gratitude to the media, quote, for being our steadfast partners in sharing the stories of the judiciary with the Filipino people, end quote. He likewise highlighted the judiciary's significant achievements for 2024, starting with adjudication of cases as follows. As of September 30, 2024, the Supreme Court disposed of 4,294 cases with a case disposition rate of 22%. As of November 30, 2024, the Court of Appeals disposed of 14,699 cases with a case disposition rate of 35%. The Sandigan Bayan disposed of 994 cases with a disposition rate of 44%, while the Court of Tax Appeals disposed of 648 cases with a disposition rate of 29%. For the lower courts, they disposed of 508,197 cases for a disposition rate of 43%. Chief Justice Hesmundo also gave an overview of reform programs aimed at enhancing the delivery of justice under the Strategic Plan for Judicial Innovations 2022 to 2027, or the SPJI. On December 12, 2024, the Supreme Court and the Philippine Judicial Academy launched the Kalesa Digital Program, a follow through of the Kalesa project. Funded by the European Commission and implemented between January 15, 2024 and January 14, 2024, a successful collaboration between European and Philippine universities, which, among others, aimed to enhance academic research capacities and strengthen cooperation links between the pertinent academic institutions. On December 13, 2024, the Supreme Court released the results of the 2024 bar examinations. Bar Chairperson Associate Justice Mario V. Lopez announced that 3,962, or 37.84%, successfully passed the bar. Kyle Christian G. Tutor of the University of the Philippines topped the 2024 bar exams with a grade of 85.77%. And that's your Supreme Court this week. I am Tiffany Dobletran, Supreme Court Information Officer.